Most finders in attendance have dug up their discoveries from centuries in the soil. One of them prefers to avoid terra firma.
So I live over in West London, and I'm right next to the river, so I do get my feet wet quite a bit.
I'm afraid I don't get my feet wet. I'm more a landlubber, I have to say.
Jason Sandy is a Thames mudlark who scavenges for his finds on the capital's foreshore.
It's always good to see the mudlarks and see their finds because they are so different, but also because we get a real feel for London from them. We get a feel for this amazing bit of archaeology that just runs through the heart of such a modern city.
Jason's brought along a bit of headgear that would have been worn by a World War II fire warden.
I was not expecting to see a helmet brought in today, even from the Thames.
Was wading in the deeper water and spotted a round disc.
What I really like on this is we've got this lovely little rim around the edge, which I think really speaks to how the object was made. Mm-hmm. Some of these helmet designs were being made in the same places that they were originally making pots and pans.
Yeah.
So instead of making your nice straight-sided pot, they just changed the mold and just stamped these out.
And I love the fact that it's still kind of fit for purpose. Like literally, I can put it on my head and wear it. Which I think is amazing, that you can still wear the history that you find in the Thames.
Well, I wouldn't always encourage you wearing the objects you find.
Jason's been absorbed by London's history since moving to the city from West Virginia, and is one of a growing number of mudlarks who scour the Thames foreshore with rakes and rubber gloves.
Finding quite a lot of pipe stuff down here.
Oh, lucky you.
Loads of stems and actually a couple of whole ones as well.
Really?
Mudlark's origins lie in the Industrial Revolution, when London's poor would scavenge for survival on the riverbank. Jason's a published author on the pastime, but even the most experienced mudlarks rely on luck and what the Thames reveals at low tide.
You see something and you think, oh, I'll go and scrape that out in a minute and look around, and then you've lost it.
Jason's friend, Alan Sooty, is possibly the luckiest of them all.
Alan has found one of the most quintessential finds ever found, and that's been on my bucket list for years.
His 4th century Roman find is on display in the Museum of London.
I was at a meeting at St Paul's, and after the meeting, suited and booted, I popped down to the foreshore, second time I've ever been down there, and there was the lamp, just as if it was fate. And it just rolled in on the tide. I picked it up, and if I hadn't picked it up, it would have smashed to bits. And I knew that you didn't very often find whole, even bottles. I mean, look around here, nearly everything's smashed. So to find an oil lamp like that, very lucky.
Alan's rare and significant find fuels the dreams of fellow mudlarks like Nicola White and Fran Sibthorpe. Low tide on long summer evenings gives them the best opportunity to achieve it.
So, where are we off to, Jason?
Well, I was thinking we could go under Southwark Bridge. It's absolutely beautiful, the illumination, and then we can head a bit further to Cannon Street Stairs.
Let's do it.
Just as detectorists need the landowner's permission, mudlarks need a permit from the Port of London Authority and to report their foreshore finds to the museum's Portable Antiquities Scheme, because even the most insignificant-looking finds can have a valuable story to tell.
I've learned so many things about London and about history in general that I never would have learned. Yeah, and it's history that you can touch. You sense a real connection to the past.
Fran's connection to her past is through an item used in one of London's most profitable and shameful trades.
The trade, or slave bead, was something that I always wanted to find for myself. And when I picked it up, it just, I felt that I had a connection. It was part of my heritage.
These striped glass beads were used as currency in the African slave trade, where glassmaking was uncommon.
To realise that one of my ancestors could have been traded for one of these beads, it really did affect me deeply, and it still does.
The Thames has been referred to as liquid history, and Nicola's discovered an artefact with origins entwined with another tragic chapter from London's past.
I've got here something which has just been registered with the Portable Antiquities Scheme, which is one of my favourite finds, and it's a trader's token, a type of low-value currency issued in the mid-17th century. And we have the name of the vintner, who's Brian Appleby, from Pudding Lane, which was where the Great Fire of London started.
Around the time of the Great 1666 fire, there was a shortage of small coinage in England, so trade tokens had become the unofficial currency of ordinary Londoners.
What I find incredible is that somebody may have held that in their hand to even buy some bread in the bakery where the Great Fire of London might have started. And so that is such a tiny thing, but so rich in history, isn't it?
Exactly.
Back in Hertfordshire, mudlark Jason Sandy has more historical gems from the Thames to record with Finds Liaison Officer Joe Ahmed.
It's always good to see Roman coins from the Thames. They always come out looking lovely and brown and coppery.
Yeah, and I love the details on this as well.
Well, straight away we can see who's on the back there. We've got Romulus and Remus.
Romulus and Remus are the mythological twin brothers who founded the city of Rome.
Do you know much about these coins?
I heard that it's a commemorative coin that was produced between 330 and 335 AD.
Do you know why they produced them then?
So the transfer of power from Rome over to Constantinople.
It's not just that. That's the one that people always think about. It's also the big kind of like birthday of Rome as well.
Interesting.
This coin celebrates the city of Rome at a time when the empire had been split in two by the establishment of a second capital in the east, Constantinople, now known as Istanbul in modern-day Turkey. Jason has also brought along a much smaller coin issued to celebrate the new city of Constantinople, or so he thinks.
These coins were all minted across the Roman Empire. They were striking up to 1 million of these coins a day, which is why I see quite a lot of them in some places.
Wow.
That being said, it is so much smaller than the other coin. That is a really typical feature of Roman coins that have been forged. I would suggest that actually your lovely little Constantinople is a copy. But it's a really lovely feature of the Roman period that you do get so much coin forging.
Interesting. I didn't know that one was a forgery, and to find out that it was actually a copy made all those thousands of years ago. Normally things that are forged, you think nowadays, oh, I've been gypped. But actually this is more interesting because it's got its own story attached to it.